Say hello to the Vida V1, the first scooter to come out of the Hero Motocorp brand. Now, Hero Motocorp is going to be using this Vida brand to launch all possible electric two-wheelers in the future. And with this V1, they aim to disrupt the current electric two-wheeler market. Can they do that? Well, that's exactly what we're here to find out at Hero's CIT facility. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, share this video with like-minded enthusiasts, and click on that bell icon to stay notified on all things thrill of riding. The Hero Vida V1 is a striking and contemporary looking scooter. It's smartly proportioned with a healthy blend of futuristic and conventional. In the front, you're greeted by a funky headlight flanked by DRLs, above which you get a windscreen that resembles that of the Yamaha Razor. Just behind, you have a bright 7-inch color TFT display which is easy to read even under harsh sunlight. Now this instrument cluster is Bluetooth, 4G and Wi-Fi enabled, so it enables features like geofencing, tracking, turn-by-turn navigation and so on. Under the instrument cluster, you have this nice wide exposed handlebar. Now, the Vida V1 Pro has a split seat design, but it opens as a single unit. The underseat storage is also split into two sections, with the rear, which is the larger half, being able to accommodate a smaller full-face helmet or a half-face helmet with some extra accessories. The smaller section in the front sits right above the battery compartments, meaning you won't be able to store a lot more than your documents, a phone, or similarly sized accessories. Moving to the rear, you see a similar design theme with two LED strips intertwined into a sleek tail light. Now, a key differentiating factor between the V1 Pro and the V1 Plus are the tags. But if you look closer and you look under the battery compartment, you will also see that the battery capacity is higher, meaning that the Pro variant's batteries are just a little heavier than that of the Plus. Now, overall, the scooter speaks of a nice design language, but the build quality on our test example was just not up to the mark for something from a legacy manufacturer like Hero. Some panel gaps were inconsistent and the switchgear felt flimsy to the touch. But we are hoping that this is a pre-production issue, and by the time scooters start getting delivered to their customers, the build quality is significantly better. The headline figures of the Hero Vida V1 Pro are 6 kW peak power output, 165 km IDC range, a 3.94 kWh battery capacity, 80 km per hour top speed, and a 0 to 40 time of 3.2 seconds. Impressive on paper, yes, but how does this translate in the real world? Now, the Vida V1 gets 4 riding modes to choose from: Eco, Ride, Sport and Custom. We couldn't try our hands on the Custom mode because that is app-based and the app is not ready for public yet, so more on that later. But in Eco mode, you feel a slight lag before the power kicks in, but thereafter it picks up pace smoothly. In Ride and Sport, the throttle calibration just feels spot on, and it is very similar to that of a good ICE scooter. The performance track at the CIT where we were testing the scooter consists of a long straight, which allowed us to test just how brisk this scooter is. And the Hero Vida really shines here. We did manage to achieve the top speed that the company claims, but that was speedo indicated. What it would be on the V-Box is something we can test only back home. But it did get up to 50 km per hour rather nicely, and after that it's a slow climb to the top speed. But that is perfectly acceptable considering 30 to 60 km per hour is where most scooters spend their life. And the CIT also has a few mini flyovers which allowed us to test the gradability of this scooter, and I'm happy to report that the scooter maintained performance even while going up a slope. Now the Vida V1 also gets a two-way throttle system which, when twisted past resting position to the negative side, engages regen. Now the regen didn't feel as strong or as abrupt as certain other scooters in this category, but Hero claims that we will be able to customize just how strong it is in the custom mode, so that is something I'm really looking forward to trying. In terms of range, the Vida V1 Pro boasts of a larger 3.94 kWh battery over the standard Plus variant's 3.44 kWh battery. Now because of that extra battery, the Pro claims 165 km of IDC range over the Plus's 143 km. Even the 0 to 40 times are 3.2 seconds for the Pro and 3.4 seconds for the Plus. Now do bear in mind that these are all claimed figures, and since we didn't have enough time to test the scooters, I can't really comment on the real world range. But one thing I do want to mention is that despite both batteries being fully charged on my scooter, the range computer never showed more than 100 kilometers. Now, I don't know if this is a glitch or a pre-production thing, but I hope this is sorted out before customers start getting delivery of their scooters. In the photos, and actually even in the flesh, the Vida V1 Pro looks rather compact. But what's surprising is the second you swing your leg over and sit on it, it is pretty roomy and accommodating even for a larger rider like me. In fact, even taller riders than me never had any issue with the handlebar coming into their knee or anything as such. The split seat design is roomy and keeps your bottom half well cushioned. The reach to the handlebar also feels extremely natural and comfortable. My opinions on the ride quality of the scooter aren't fully developed because the roads at CIT are so buttery smooth. But the few bumps that were there made me feel like this is a softer setup and it should be rather plush in Indian road conditions. Now what I can tell you, however, is the way that the Vida handles. We got a chance to take a few laps around the CIT's handling track, and boy did this scooter leave me surprised. Now this doesn't claim to be a sporty scooter, but it is still plenty agile and it turns directions on a dime. This doesn't have the hot knife through butter handling approach of the Ather, but it is still sporty nonetheless. Now this handling does come courtesy a low 125 kilo curb weight and the 12-inch wheels shod on MRF tires. Now these tires offered good grip even when the roads were slightly wet, and that's a good thing. Braking duties come courtesy of a disc brake in the front with a bi-brake caliper and a drum brake at the rear. Now braking performance is good with adequate bite and progression, but for the price you're expected to pay for the scooter, I would have genuinely hoped that it came with disc brakes at both ends with dual channel ABS. Alright, time to answer whether this scooter has what it takes to disrupt the market. That's the first question I posed in this video, correct? So here's my short answer, I don't think so. Now, we haven't got as much time as we would have liked to ride this scooter. Very limited time, and in this CIT facility which has butter smooth roads. My comments on handling are going to be reserved till when we do the final proper road test, and so will my comments on the range of this scooter. But can this disrupt the EV two-wheeler market? As it stands right now, I just don't think so. Don't get me wrong, there are multiple things going well for it. It's a good scooter, it's a good package for what it is. It is extremely conventional in the way it rides, and that will be good for adoption, especially for people switching from ICE to EV. They will feel right at home with this, plus they get a few extra features that they would never get with their ICE scooters. So it does have that going for it. It looks great, there's no denying that as well. But where things don't sit well with me is in its build quality. The panels aren't well placed, the switchgear doesn't feel as premium as it should, and there's a bunch of things here and there, especially interacting with the flap to access the batteries. It just doesn't feel up to the mark, and this is just amplified further when you factor in that this costs rupees 1.6 lakh ex-showroom, 1.59 to be specific. 1.59 lakhs is a little over 10,000 rupees more than what you would pay to get an Ather registered on-road delivered to your home. Apart from the claimed range, which we can't test yet, does this offer that much more value than that scooter? I can't say so just yet. So my final opinions will be reserved for when I do the full road test. But as it stands, I don't think this is going to disrupt the electric scooter market anytime soon. But it definitely is a good product. So if you do want one, go check it out, get your test rides. As of watching this video, bookings have already opened and deliveries will begin in December. Initially for Jaipur, Bangalore and Delhi, and then later on to other cities. What do you think about the Hero Vida V1? Let us know in the comment section down below. And thanks for watching.